Welcome back again, and this is a full stack Laravel Vue.js application development tutorial series, and we are currently doing ACL, Laravel ACL with Vue.js. So yeah, in last two videos I showed you how to use the rule and get the rule information as well, and add the rule, edit the rule. And let's go ahead, and we did also a few more stuff and fixed our current system to use the current rule system. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we will assign the different rule to our different resources. So this tutorial is going to be very important, and then next video I will try to show you how to use them. Okay, so yeah, let's move on and create a new page in our router. So let's go ahead and create rule assign or assign rule. Maybe you can name it whatever the way you would prefer to add. And let's move on. I will try to make it a little bit smaller, so I can call it rule as assign rule, and then I can go to the rule page and maybe duplicate this page. I can call assign rule.view. Okay, so that's simple as well. So we will go to the menu page, menu, and then we'll add this new item, and we will say assign role, and we can say, I don't know what should be the good name. It can be rule assign resources, maybe, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead, we will find it out later. You can name it whatever the way you would like. So it's now routing. This router is working, is super fine. You see how simple is that? Just copy pasting. Once the setup is done, next is just the copy pasting. Okay, that's super simple, right? Okay, so here we have to have what should we say? What we have to have drop down menu. Okay, why do are we getting an error here? Column type, user type, users. Okay, so here user type equal 1. So we will fix it later. It means user because we have. Let's go ahead and actually fix it for the time being, and we can say where user type has been used, because we have already removed the user type from the system, so we will get quite a lot of errors. So we will fix all of those later, but just for now, just let's go ahead and we will fix all of those things at the end or whenever we get time. Okay, so never mind for that. Now here what we have to do is we have to have a drop down menu like this. So let's copy this drop down, and also let's copy the API as well. So what we have a select drop down here. Yeah, here we go, we have a select drop down, and here what we have to do in rule management, instead of this add, we will have a normal drop down select, which is good for us because we have to first select who is the user we are trying to, what type of user we are trying to give access to. So let's go ahead and do this simple copy pasting job. At the moment I think our rules is getting used in some pages, so whenever you see the same piece of code is getting used, you should have a way of reusing them. Okay, so here we could have reused them. So what we have to do is that we should get we don't have any way to get the current rule, so we don't know what to do with edit, and I think we will not need these things at all in this code, so we can keep that empty and we don't need watch those things. So yeah, let's go ahead, and I think we need to call the rules, and maybe rules res dot data. Okay, so we have the rules now. That's super fine. So if we close this one, if we come here and refresh this page, this button should go away and we should have the rules here. Super nice, super simple, right? So we can close these things and we have to do some CSS styling here. Maybe we have to define style, and we have to define a white of 300 pixel instead of making it a completely full white. So this seems much better. Okay, so you see how cool, nice drop down we have got, and we see we have an we need to have a data, and inside data we need to see what is the rule ID. Okay, so let's say rule ID is null, then we will have the rule ID whatever you select here. This we will get the rule ID right in our component data. Okay, so here you go, rule ID 3. If we change one admin, it will be admin 1. If I change the user, it becomes 4. So we know the ID of the rules. Okay, now we need to change the table. Okay, so the table is one of the important feature. Okay, so we don't need ID. So instead of ID, what we need is we need like read permission and maybe write permission, and then update permission and delete. Okay, so these are the permissions we need to do, and that's simple. Okay, so we need let's delete something from here and just keep okay, some yes. Let's make something. Okay, we need one more thing is here. We need a resource name. Okay, so resource name, the first name is resource name. Let's say resource name is blog. Okay, we don't need this for loop at the moment, so let's go ahead blog, and then yes 4. Okay, let's go ahead and check our yes. Okay, resource name blog, read yes, write yes, update yes. So that means for example, if we select admin, we can say admin has access to blog and can access read, can write, can update, can delete. So we will take all of this information nicely. Okay, so how do we take it nicely? So let's go ahead and let's delete all this stuff because we will be making up our own. And let's delete a few of the code that we might not need. I don't know if we need it. We will see. If we need, we will add that. Okay, so never mind for that. Yeah, we have a clean page. Okay, perfect. Now what we will be doing is that resources. We will have an array of resources. This is very important. Okay, this is very important, so you have to understand it. Okay, now you see we have resources and those things. Now how do we take it? Will be checkbox. Actually it will be checkbox, or you can have a drop down, yes no drop down. Okay, no matter you, whatever the way you prefer. Okay, now you see we have to do something, right? Let me, before I even go further, I will show you something in the router, in what page you are in. We are in the assigned rule page. Okay, now let's go ahead in the created and let's console something if you don't know, because this is something a little bit advanced, so you might not know about Vue. So if I do this console.log, you see we if we do the routes, this dot route, you will see some data here. You see full path is assigned rule. So we have the full path here. So that means we know what is the path here, and then based on the path we can take action, right? So we have the full path here, and here we have the name, which is completely undefined. Okay, so yeah, and you have the path, full path or path. Okay, no matter what it is. Now, interesting things is that let's have a q equal these things. You see your full path will change, but your path will stay same. Okay, and you have a query here. Okay, so you get all of this information whatever you do. Now why this is important, we need to get this page access as well. Okay, we need to get page access as well, and maybe the name as well. And maybe we also you optionally you can take for example, let's say tag. Okay, let's say tag, and we are giving tag read, write, update. So we can stop the read, and we can also say, okay, you cannot access this API, so we can provide this API. So let me show how we can do these things. But before I do, let's add some naming. I don't know, but this might be useful in later videos. So it's better to have a name with your router. Okay, so we don't need this one. We can have a name home, and we can have a name as we can name it as text, same as the path name, category, and we can say name equal admin users, and we don't need login, but let's make it a name rule, assign rule. You can assign a lot of things like meta information, extra information with your route. So let's go ahead and check it out now. Okay, so you have a name. Wait a minute. Yep, you have a path inside the name as well. Let me do a quick check. Okay, so name should be a string instead. We are using the whole variable. That's the problem. That was the problem. And this was taken as a variable, but it should be a string. Okay, name is just a string. So what does that mean? At any point of time, we will be easily able to access the name of the page. Okay, so what is the name of the page? The name of this page is assign rule. Okay, so and at any later point of time, we can easily see, okay, what page we have access to and what page we don't have access. Okay, so that is actually one of the important things as well. Okay, and you can also attach the video, attach the APIs. Okay, let me show you how. So let me go ahead in here and add our resources. Now, what I will be doing is that I will be adding all of our resources. So currently, what resources we have? Text, category, admin users, rule, assign rule. So 5 resources we have. Okay, so let's we have name. We can say resource name is tag. Resource name is tags. Okay, now resource name is tags, and we can say read by default false, write by default false, update by default false, delete as well. Okay, delete false as well. Now we can attach some more extra information. Okay, so name. Okay, so user resource tag. Okay, what is the name of the text? Okay, so I know the name of the text is text, so we can have this one, right? Perfect. Okay, and here you can attach some more information. This can be your homework, and you can add this thing. This can go a lot of in depth. Okay, you can say, okay, read APIs, read API, like app get text. Okay, then you have write API. Okay, in order to block. Okay, if you read is equal false, then we will block this API. If write equal false, we will block this API, because we will we don't have any choice. Okay, we don't have any way to detect which resource belongs to which APIs. Okay, we don't know. It can be weird naming, so you can attach the APIs here as well. So I'm not going to do that, but that can be done easily from here. And one problem is that your API will get fixed. So if you change somewhere else, you have to change here as well. So that could be an annoying stuff. Okay, so what more resources we have? We have category. Let's add the resources category and name. You can have the resource name same as name. So yeah, let's go ahead and check if we have more stuff. We can change letter. Admin, we normally do not do this way simply because it's not even required. Okay, it's for the highly dynamic admin system, and there's very few projects that will have a very dynamic rule system at all. I have been doing lots of projects, and they are production ready clients project, and honestly speaking, there are very few little complete dynamic rules for everyone. Okay, so that is one big problem. Okay, okay, we have that things now defined. So, but still, for the sake of tutorial, I'm trying to make it extremely dynamic for you guys, so that you guys understand what does that all that means. Okay, so now let's go ahead and loop over here before, and we have rules. So let's make it RI in rules, and key should be I for sure, and here we can have our resource name for sure, right? So r dot resource name, and here we can have a checkbox, right? So let's go ahead and add a checkbox from the iView. Come on, internet. And based on that, we will show the dynamic menu, and we will also redirect from our admin controller from here. If we try to return you the blade file, so before even return you the blade file, we will try to redirect you to the page that you are authorized to access. Okay, so that is one thing, and then we will have this logical setups in our resource page as well. So this is going to be a little tricky, so stick with me. We have the checkbox, and we don't need to have groups. All we need is a checkbox. That's perfect. So come here, read. So what we can do is checkbox b model, and what is the b model we need? We need b model, so it is read. So we can say read. We can say write. We can say update and delete. Okay, makes sense. Let's see what we get. Perfect, we're getting lots of errors. Okay, tag is not defined. Where the heck the tag is it's being used. Okay, so whenever you get this kind of errors, it's easy to track. You're clicking on app.js, and you will see the error here. Okay, so what we have to do is, yeah, we are again doing something wrong here. It's getting used as a variable. We have to make that as a string. Same goes for them. Same goes for them. Okay, nice, right? Perfect. So resource name is not getting printed. I think our dot resource name. Why the resource name is not getting printed, by the way? Everything was little good. Now only mistake is that you see we have a very good things here, and we don't need these things as well. Value expected string number got undefined. Okay, so that means nothing, no values is actually getting printed. I are in rules. Okay, so we are doing something wrong here. So instead of rules, we have to do resources. I think rules is already defined here, so rules is already being used by this one. Okay, rules is getting used, so we are using the same variable multiple time, and that's really super annoying. Okay, let's go ahead and change that to resources because rules have been used here. Okay, so it should be perfect now. And yes, it is. You see, we have tags, category, admin, users, rule. You can name whatever the way you want, okay? So yeah, instead of this way, you can write tag, you can take category, you can write admin users, or you can say rule, and you can say assign rule, and you can say home. Okay, and I can make it true. You see, right? You see, we have a very nice, awesome, cool assign rule, right? If I come here and let's check out. Here you go. The first object, no, not rule. We need to come to resources. It's the first object. You see, read is true, update false, write false, delete false. So, but I will make it right. You see, right gets true, update true. So it's a little cute way of adding these things all together. Thank you for watching these videos. Next video, I will try to add those things in with a button, and then we will move on. Okay, so I think you guys will will love it. And if you guys think this videos is really interesting and help you, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends and the developer friends as well, and in different groups. Yeah, you can help me with this way because this is kind of like I'm trying to do the videos in a premium way and show you the advanced stuff. So yeah, it's completely for free, and I also try to help you guys. So yeah, in back I think I should get help back return from you guys. So if you could share these videos to more people, and I will get more exposure, and it will be really nice. Thank you guys, have a nice time.